Before I start to explain the five aggregates, let us pay our respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. May the Triple Gem bless you all to overcome your troubles and difficulties and problems. May your family, your friends be well, happy, peaceful. And thinking of these loving words, just sharing with everyone, all living beings, let us pay respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho Vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Santa deva manussanang buddho bhagavati Swakato bhagavata dhammo Sanditiko akaliko ehi passiko panaiko paccatang veditabbo vinyuhiti supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Dakkineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyang kentang lokansati Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbetani supatintitang Saririka dhatu mahabodhing Buddha rupang sakalang sada Yassa mule nisingnova Sambari vijayang aka Panto sabbang nyutang santa Vande tang bodhipadepang Kāyena vācā cittena pamadena maya katang Acchayang kamame bhante buripanya tathagata Kāyena vācā cittena pamadena maya katang Acchayang kamame dhamma sandittika akalika Kāyena vācā cittena pamadena maya katang Acchayang kamame sangha supatipanna anuttara Dear friends, learning Dhamma is not easy, and also paying attention to the Dhamma also not that easy. The learning Dhamma is not easy. Why? Because there are so many things to learn for us. And then even listening, it is not that easy. Why? Because the Dhamma is not taste like listening to music or any other the fun things. And especially we have to have a special interest. Especially we must have saddha or inner confidence towards the Buddha to listen to the Dhamma. Otherwise, we don't get any chance. And this is called Pubbeca Kata Punyata. If we have done some good karmas in the past, and then if we have practiced up to some level of Buddha's teaching, then we are able to listen to the Dhamma. That is a kind of eligibility for us to do. And otherwise, there are so many billion people there are in the world, so they don't have any chance to listen to the Dhamma. So it is very rare. And also it must have some effort, and most importantly, once we hear from one ear, and we shouldn't let it go from the other ear. So we should absorb the Dhamma, we should practice the Dhamma, and we should apply the Dhamma to our daily life and to the whole entire life. And that's the way that we can keep up with Dhamma course. That's the way that we can stay with the Dhamma. And once we practice the Dhamma, once we follow the Dhamma will protect us. Dhammo have rakkati dhammachari. That's what Buddha said. If we practice the Dhamma, follow the Dhamma will protect us. So that's the Buddha's explanation of how this Dhamma works. And today, this Sunday, and all of you are now connecting together and just having some spiritual meeting. So there are different types of meeting. They have a political meeting, they have meetings for interviews, and they have different types of meetings. But this meeting is totally wholesome meeting. In other words, this is a spiritual meeting. So the spirituality we need to gain through listening to Dhamma and following the Dhamma and living with that Dhamma. Then the spirituality we are able to continue. Otherwise, the spirituality will not remain if we are not following it. So, Buddha said, Sunata dhareta charata dhammi. Once you hear something, you need to absorb it and just apply into your life. So that's the advices that he gave for us to listen Dhamma. So the Dhamma it can be bitter for someone. It can be very tastier to someone. It depends upon how their mental behavior. Their mentality is full of conscious, wholesome, welcome. There's a door to welcome the good things, Dhamma. Then, for them, Dhamma is tastier. The tastier is the Dhamma. If their mind is not prepared to accept it, the mind is blocking for the Dhamma, and they feel this is the bitter. So I think whoever joining today together in this conference, and I believe for you this is going to be tastier. And whenever you hear the Dhamma, that means you are drinking the tastiest drink. tastiest drinks that you are taking with you. So once Buddha said, this is a good medicine that you should drink. And this medicine helps us to develop our mind and concentrate our body and both mind and the body. So the last time we were able to discuss very important categories called hindrances, nivarana. Nivarana, which is blocking the wholesomeness to get in. If our mind blocks for wholesomeness to get in, so that means there is something else going on. Or it can be lust, it can be hatred, it can be ill will, it can be sloth and torpor, it can be sleepiness and drowsiness. So these are always blocking our view and vision. So we need to open our mind for wholesomeness. If our mind blocks by these hindrances, if suppose lust rises, our view and vision will block. If our mind blocks with lust or anger, hatred, then we are unable to analyze, realize reality. So we are unable to see the truth. So remember, the Buddha told us the truth. So nothing that he created, nothing that he invented. Simply, he found it. He found the Dhamma by his own enlightened knowledge. And he did not hear from anybody. He did not learn from any books. He did not follow any traditional beliefs. And he did not follow any special teachers. And he went through different teachers, but nothing that he could learn. And finally he sat down under the Bodhi tree, and then himself he realized the Dhamma called Satya Dharma, Arya Dharma, called Truth Dhamma, Noble Dhamma that he found. So independently, Buddha found this Dhamma. So the whole credit go to Buddha as a founder of the Buddhism. So he said, if your mind blocks by various defilements, can be anger, hatred, delusion, sloth and torpor, drowsy, sleepiness, and any kind of defilements, if our mind is blocked by them, that means we are unable to see the truth. So we must have vision, we must have wisdom to see the truth. So therefore Buddha said, suppose our mind blocks by any types of hindrances or defilements, we are unable to realize the Dhamma. And we must have knowledge, and we must wise enough to understand, realize the Buddha's teaching. So let me go through the Dhamma section called in Dhammanupassana in Satipatthana, the four foundations of mindfulness. The Dhammanupassana started by hindrances, Nivarana, called Nivarana Pabba. The second section, the second category under the Dhammanupassana is aggregates. I think you all know what are the aggregates are. You all aware how many aggregates are there. So the aggregates means Panchupadana Khanda. Pancha, 5. Upadana Khanda, that we are clinging to these 5 aggregates. Where we can find these 5 aggregates? Do you have any idea of where these 5 aggregates are? Yes, it is very simple thing to look at it, and it's available anywhere, everywhere. It is available in your body. There's nothing that we have to look at it anywhere elsewhere. Just look at your own body. From top to toe of this body, we can see these 5 aggregates. Iti rupang, iti rupassa samudayo, iti rupassa attangamo. The first one is rupa. What is rupa? Rupa means form. Form, F-O-R-M, form. Rupa means form. And where the form? Our body, our top to toe of this body, it calls form. Or whatever we see through our eyes. We see various things. Once we open our eyes, we can see